What is up, guys? This is my multi-chest sorting system in which you can sort any item you need. You just need to set it in the back what item you want it to take, and it will bring it into these chests. Most sorting systems are only one chest and then they're done. My sorting system can be as many chests as you need. You drop the item in here, it will bring it across the hoppers into whatever chest you have set it as. So if this isn't what you were looking for, sit back. You might still learn something you want to make. What you're actually going to need to build this multi-leveled item chest sorting system is you're going to need 28 to 50 blocks of choice, 35 to 40 hoppers, 6 droppers, 20 chests, 7 comparators, 10 repeaters, 4 redstone torches, and 24 redstone dust. So overall, every item you're going to need is 28 to 40 blocks of choice, 175 to 225 iron, 440 to 520 planks, or 110 to 130 logs, 42 cobble, 51 smooth stone, 7 quartz, and 85 redstone. Alright, well, at least let me begin showing you how to set up the basic structure of the sorting system. First things first, you're going to want to set up where you want your chests. So I'm going to set up, I guess, let's see, 4 rows, 5 rows. We'll do, oh god, why are we so high into the sky? I guess I should have altered my my little save a little bit more. I thought I changed it so that I was much lower, but I apparently was still in sky level. Alright, that's fine with me. Well, anyways, this might be a little bit too much to see. We need one for gunpowder, we need one for bones, we need ones for spider string, and we need one for, what is it? Arrows. So we have, and then we need a miscellaneous. So this one is fine. This is enough chests, or this is enough areas for the chest. Next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to actually add in your chest. So you want to jump up and add in your double wide chest. This is where your first 20 chests are going to come from, or yeah, your 20 chests, because there's 5 areas and each one takes 4 chests each, because that's 2 double wide chests. So we're going to come in and start doing this. So after these are laid down, I'm going to start doing the basic structures of how the sorting system actually begins. So we want to actually cover off the top of this. You can always adjust how many chests you're going to be able to be using. But I'm just going to cover the top of this right now because we don't need anything else for here, for at least for the moment. So once you have the top on, you're gonna want to pull out your hoppers because that's the next thing I'm going to be using. I'm gonna be setting the system up in the back, which is the most important system. I'm gonna do the most important system first, so you can get, the most important part. You know what to do first, so you don't get confused later. So the first thing you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to set up where you want your hoppers. Your hoppers are gonna be on the top level, and there's gonna be a hopper pointed down into the chest. You're going to want one hopper there, a hopper there, and a hopper there. So you have, this one's very important. You have to remember, you have to make this hopper pointing into a block. If you don't have it pointing into a block, you're going to have a bad time and it's not going to work properly. So you're going to want to do that on every level you have a chest, except the very last one. It's going to be a tad bit different. The very last one, you're going to have them pointing straight down because the very last one is going to be your miscellaneous chest. And your miscellaneous chest is just going to be anything that gets sorted, that goes into the system that didn't fit into the original chest. So that can be anything from zombie flesh to maybe you dropped your sword down in it and you want to go get it. It'll end up over here. So after you lay down the first hoppers, all pointing down into the wall, except the very last one, it points down. This one right here. You want to set the very one on top of that also pointing down. Now from there, you have to make every hopper from there point into the next hopper. You can't have them pointing down. If you have the hoppers pointing down, the whole system won't work. Or at least until it gets to that point, the system will stop working and everything will drop into it, or everything will either get stuck there. So you have to make sure that every hopper is pointing into each other. If they're not pointing into each other, you're going to have a bad time because it won't work properly. So let's go make sure and jump up here and see if we got every hopper pointing into each other. Let's see. It looks like we do. Every hopper is going to the next, and the next, and the next, and it's looking good, and then the last one is going down. Let's make sure we check the back of it. Alright, this one's not going into the wall because it's not supposed to. This one is. So is that one, and so is that one, and so is that one. That's all good. Alright. You have the basic back structure set up. Now what you're going to want to do is you need to start putting down your comparators and your repeaters and your redstone torch, which is what's going to be used to set up everything. So what you want first is you want your block to be on the second level. You want to go 1 out. You want to come and you want to drop one down, and you want to come around. Actually, I put it a little bit too low. What you actually want it is you want it on the very top level. You want it to come 1 down, or come 1 out, then come 1 down, and be right here. So this is what essentially you want it to look like, and then you have this here. This is essentially what you want it to look like, because there's going to be a redstone torch here, which is going to be stopping this one from turning on. So actually, I keep messing this up. You're going to want it to drop one more down, because you want the repeater here. You want it to drop down, or you want the comparator here. You want 1 redstone coming out from here, and then when you have that redstone coming out, you want it to drop down 1. So actually, I'm getting a little bit confused. I was actually right the first time. The block actually does go on the second repeater up, and what you need to do is you need to bring out a block here, and that block there. So from here, you're going to have your comparator here. It's going to come out 2 blocks. Then it's going to drop down, and there's going to be a current going into here. So let's do the first circuit. You have to face this way, the opposite direction of where the repeater is. You're going to jump up and place it down. You're going to need 3 pieces of redstone for each one, and then at the very end, you're going to have a redstone repeater right here. Now, this redstone repeater is going to be, from right here, is going to go in, depending on how many items are in this chest. So after you set the sorting system up inside this hopper, because this is where the sorting system is, essentially, is this hopper, it will give enough power eventually to this current to go and turn off this redstone torch that will be right here. And when this redstone torch turns off, it will actually allow items to fall down until there is not enough items in there, and then it will stop. So we're going to actually repeat this on these 3 as well. I'm on the last sorting system, so let's just hit this again. Now remember, redstone comparator, 3 redstone dust going down to the bottom level, repeater, and then torch. And remember, the redstone comparator is actually on the second level down, or the second level from the bottom of the hoppers, because that's where it pulls its signal from, actually the third one, because it needs to be touching this one and not this one, where you actually might think it's that one, but it isn't. And you're not going to need a system right here for this one, because this is the miscellaneous, so it's actually going to fall down. Once it falls down, you're going to have enough. So I actually did miss out on one specific things in the amount of items you're going to need. You're going to need half slabs, and you're going to need a lot of them. So I'm going to go into the half slabs right now. We're going to go down to, it could be any half slab. It actually doesn't have to be half slab. It can be any item. You just have to be careful that if you put half slabs into the system, it will break the system. So you need many stacks of items. I'm not going to be needing any more chests. I should be fine in that aspect. I'm not going to need any more of the stone bricks as well. So now I'm going to show you what you need to do to set up every sorting system. So each hopper is actually going to be holding 11 half slabs, so you're actually going to need another 176 half slabs to put into here. Because let's actually split these stacks up and to make sure we have them as 44. And then you grab them. What you can do to make this super easy, instead of having to put 11 in each slot, is if you left click and you drag, it puts 11 in there. So now we have 11 in that one. See, as the signal right now is 2 blocks wide, or it's 2 blocks long. It's being powered here, but it's not being powered here. When we have 2 more items in there, it actually will be powered enough. Also, make sure you put the items into the right container, because if you mess it up and you put it into the wrong one, it will not sort it correctly, and all of your items will actually go into the wrong thing. So once again, you need to put 11 here. Let's go over to the next one. As you can see, the power, it goes over to 2 redstone and not 3. Let's do this again. Let's grab this. 44 again, pick it up, drag it over, 11 in each one, and then we have one more left right here. It almost clicked that into the wrong one. You saw that. Make sure you back up and put it into the right one. So 32 there, 40, 44. So drag it over, put everything in here. Alright, now we have a 44 in each one. So the sorting system is actually almost done for where it can actually work if you put the items into this hopper right now. So we put the items in this hopper, it's almost ready to take in what you need it is, or what you want it to be. So I'm going to use this, say if I was using this on my mob farm, which I'm going to be building one for my mob farm on my single player, if you happen to come by and watch that, I'm going to use it for arrows. So arrows, I'm going to need arrows. I'm going to need gunpowder. I'm not going to need these half slabs anymore. I'm also going to need it for string. Let me grab a string. And I'm also going to need it for, let's see, what is the last item I need? I need it for bones. There we go. I need it for bones. So we're going to grab bones. We're not going to need any more hoppers for now, I believe. If we know, we could just grab some more. So the first item I'm going to put in here is gunpowder. See, it still hasn't gone up there, but if I put one more gunpowder in there, it actually will. We'll actually test that and grab another gunpowder, and I'll show you. So we'll put bones in this one. We will put arrows in this one. And we will put string in this one. Now you don't have to worry about any rare drops coming from mobs if you're having to build this for a mob farm, because rare drops will not drop unless you hit the mob farm, and then it will kill it. But it won't break the system. If you happen to kill one with a hit and it drops a rare drop, it'll always go into this miscellaneous chest. So let me show you if I grab, let's see, how much gunpowder do we want to grab? Probably just a stack. Let's get over here, open it up, gunpowder. Let's shift the stack out. So we got 64 gunpowder. It's actually going to take a little bit to sort. You're not normally going to get, we'll use 16 gunpowder, because you're not normally going to get 64 gunpowder at once. So we'll grab it, we'll put it in here. As you can see, that redstone torch is turned off. The items have gone through. It's keep going through. It stops at the one item left in there. That torch is back on. There's none in there. There's none in there. And all of them have actually gone into this chest. The 16 gunpowder right there. And that will work the same for, what is this? The bones, this will work for the bones, the arrows, and the string, and any other extra item that isn't those 4 items right there will go into here. So now you got to figure out how exactly is this going to get in here? And that was my question for a little bit too. So this is where your 7 droppers are actually going to come in handy. So this is how many blocks up. 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks up. So we need to go 2 more down, or 3 more down actually. So we have the droppers. So 1, 2, whoops, we're going to need to shift click. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we can't actually get up there yet, so we're going to have to do this. We're going to have to stand over here. Or, you know, you can also pillar up in blocks and do the last 2. See, the last one's a little bit tricky. I got to knock it back out and do it correctly. I'm going to have to jump when I do it. There we go. That's our 7 droppers. So now we have to actually set up redstone. We have to actually set up some more hoppers. So we do need a little bit more hoppers. I shouldn't have put them away yet, but we can easily grab them back out. So we're going to grab our hoppers back out. We're going to shift click and shift that hopper into there. So it's actually, if you look at it, it's pointing into the hopper. So the items are going into the, or not the hopper, the items are going into the bottom dropper. So you bring it out however many you want. This is why I have a varying amount of hoppers, because you never know how many you're going to use. You put the one hopper down you're going to use. So let's actually use some of this grass and cover it up. So now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to clear an area out. It's a 3x3 area technically around the dropper at first until you get to the very first dropper, which is at the bottom. So now that you're at here, the very first thing you're going to do is whenever an item goes in here, it puts out a signal. And you know what happens when a signal is a comparator. With a comparator, it puts out a signal. So now you have that. But what you actually need to do is you actually need to put a block there. And with that block, you then put a repeater. And then that repeater goes from here into here. And when it has enough charge, because it has now been enhanced, if I put something in here, like these stone half slabs, you know, we made a tiny clock, but we actually need to take this half slab out of there, because if we put it in the last system, it will break the system. So let's see, and then you need a redstone repeater right here, and a redstone torch right there. Now right there, when I put an item in there, let's put gunpowder, it will go and it will shoot this item. See, the gunpowder is not in there anymore, it's going up. Gunpowder is not in here. Gunpowder is in here. So one redstone current can actually bring an item 3 dispensers up. So 1, 2, 3 dispensers up. So what we need to do now is we need to make another platform. So we can make the dispensers go, or so we can make the items go up even farther. So we need to repeat the same pattern over. Let's do that again. Compactor. Block, repeater, redstone, 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 and redstone repeater. So as you can see, the items are going back up again, and when they get high enough, they will go into this block right here. Now this is the last one we actually need to do. If this dang cloud would get out of the way, we'd have a much better time. So anyways, we need to make another platform for it to be shot up the very last time to be shot into the sorting system. So again, redstone comparator, block, repeater, redstone, 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 and then again repeater. So now these items are actually not in here anymore. They've actually made it up to here. Alright, so what you can do here is I must have actually miscalculated how many I've used. So you might need a bit more, or what you could do is you can actually raise this up one more. No, you can't. Alright. Well, that could easily be solved again. I must have miscalculated it somehow, but oh well. This could easily be solved once again. All you need to do is you just need to make one more platform and it will work fine. You come up here again. Same issue, or same program. Redstone repeater, block, or redstone compactor, then block, repeater, redstone, 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 and then repeater again. Now every item is actually being shot up in here. Let's actually reset the time. If I can get the time, so time, because it's actually getting dark. Time set 0. There we go, it's daytime again, so all of those 16 items have gone in here. So now what you can do with this is now this can be sorted in any way. You can not only use this for any item, you can use it for anything you have, and you can make a whole assortment of chests. It doesn't matter how many chests you can use. You can actually make it wrap around in a circle if you wanted to. As long as the circuits didn't interfere, it would work. So you have this, now you're looking at this and you're like, this isn't very pretty. So what I normally do is I build it into a wall. This is what I'm going to be doing on my single player. I'm going to be building this into a wall so that you can actually see what's behind it. And I'm going to be covering it up with stone or something else. I'm actually going to, instead of using the blocks up there, I'm actually going to be using, if I can find it, stone brick stairs, because I think stone brick stairs look very nice. I think a lot of people would agree. They like how stone brick stairs look. That's not what I wanted to do. Wanted to put it on the corner, so I'm going to be doing this to the top instead, to make it not look as flat. This is just decorative processes. This doesn't actually help the system. But if you are going to remove these top blocks, you do have to replace it with a full block or something that is recognized as a full block, like stairs. And I'll give you a full test run. I'll actually throw some random stuff in there. As long as it's not stone slabs, which is what I used, it will completely work. So let's see. What are some items we're going to use in there? So let's actually grab, let's not grab that many. Let's grab some spruce wood, and then I don't know, some oak saplings, and then let's grab some bones. And then we already have gunpowder with us. We'll grab some string, and then we will grab some arrows. So let's go over this thing. So let's say we made this for a mob farm. So if you wanted to, what you're gonna need if you make this as a mob farm is gonna need to make this hopper a little bit bigger. So actually, let's grab a hopper. If this is if you're making it for one. This is not necessary. So if you were making this for a mob drop system, you would just need to point every hopper to go back into this middle one right here. And as long as it's doing that, it will work properly, or it will work completely fine. You just have to make sure everyone is pointed into there. As you can see, they all are, or every hopper is pointed into a hopper that will go into this middle one. So let's see. Let's drop, half a stack of arrows, half a stack of bones, this gunpowder, half a stack of this string, half a stack of this wood, half a stack of this saplings. So that's all in there. And once it reaches over here, you should start hearing it go off. Everything's feeding through. It's actually not going off. Is one of these hoppers not connected? Alright, what's going on over here? It just worked a second ago. Did something break? Something must have broke. Alright, let me try and figure this out. So I actually figured out why I needed to do another redstone repeater. Is because I actually put this on the wrong level. All of this stuff right here, this needs to not be here. I don't need this extra one. I guess I don't know. I must have spaced it. I just must have spaced it. Well, that's not that bad. So that means you actually get to save supplies, because it wasn't firing off because it wasn't being powered. Because all of the items are actually in there. So we're gonna need to adjust this. I'm gonna adjust this, and then I'll be back with you. There we go, guys. I got it all fixed now. Sorry, I just had it on the wrong level. I don't know how I missed that, but like I said, nothing really has changed. You just have to make sure that every 2 levels you make that clock system that pushes all of the items up. So I'm actually going to cover all of this. So let's check our results. Alright, looks like all of our gunpowder went in there. Looks like all of our bones went in there. Actually, didn't we throw a half stack of bones? No? Okay, it's not done. Alright, it wasn't finished. So there's the rest of our bones coming in there. There's the rest of our arrows coming in. There's our string coming in. Here's our miscellaneous items coming in. So it's still sorting. It's still going. Listen to it click away. Listen to it click away. So while that's sorting, all of the items are working the proper. You can make this multiple layers. You could put more in here, and the more you put in here, the better it will go. See, this almost has a full stack of gunpowder, which we originally got. This almost has half a stack. This is on its way, and this is doing good. So it works. Just make sure, guys, that if something isn't working, if the items aren't being brought to the top, it's more than likely your comparator redstone and dropper system that actually brings up the items. It's how you raise items to this hopper right here. If something is wrong and it's not being brought up and there's no items coming, it's probably this. Now, if the right items aren't going into here, you either messed up the sorting hopper, which is the hopper that is above the chest. You messed up that, or this line may have not worked. So you have to make sure that that's all, or this might have not been placed properly, which can also cause it to mess up. Now, if you have any other problems, please leave a comment. I'll try and figure it out. If you can send me a screenshot of your stuff as well, or you can link it to me. You can send me a message and say, hey, this is what it looks like. What am I doing wrong? Or you can say, okay, my items aren't going to the right chest, or my items are falling into the chest. You do have to have this redstone here. Actually, before you start putting the sorting system, start setting up the sorting hopper, because if you don't have this redstone torch here, the items will automatically fall and go into the bottom chest. So make sure you do that first. But anyways, thank you guys for watching my tutorial, and I hope you guys can actually use this and benefit you very well.